Oh, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
we are, yeah, we are.
Okay, she's been
She's
unbelievable.
She's pretty tough to hire for, though, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
She's got heavy standards.
Move that back here just for a second, so I have a little more room.
Okay. Oh, it
Thanks,
comes
Bob.
up, yeah.
Those things, I swear. They fall
Throw
off
it
all
out.
the time. Yeah, just get rid of them.
We're not gonna be here much longer, we can trash the joint.
Right? Where did I have that? There it is. I think I broke my finger.
What'd you do?
I made a rope and steer mat yesterday. And I had to run for the fence and climb the fence, jump over.
You were in escape mode, huh?
Yeah, it was one of Tommy Lansing's. Yeah,
He was gonna attack you.
yes he was. He's
Yeah.
not very happy.
No.
So typing was a little slow today.
I think we're close enough, Kim, if you'd like to call the
Fine
roll.
with me. It's fine with me.
Get her done.
Commissioner Lambert,
Here.
Commissioner Tell,
Present.
Commissioner Supla,
Here.
Administrator Brunner is absent, Attorney Baxter,
Here.
and Kim Purcell, Montezuma County Clerk and Recorder. Notice is hereby given that the Board of County Commissioners will hold a public hearing for the purpose of reviewing and determining a proposed sketch plan for a proposed two-lot moderate development, creating two 3.5-acre more or less tracts of land on property owned by Kenneth and Patricia Vojta, 12502 Road 38, Memphis, Colorado, located east of Highway 184 and south of Road 38, situated in Section 12, Township 36 North, Range 14 West, NMPM. The hearing will be held Monday, April 9th, 2018 at 1:45 p.m. in the Commissioners' Hearing Room, 109 West Main, Cortez, Colorado. Interested persons may attend and give input. Information may be obtained from the Planning Department, room 305, County Administrative Building, Cortez, Colorado, or accessed online at http://montezumacounty.org, Web Departments Planning. You may also contact the Planning Department at 970-565-2801 with questions. This file can be inspected in the Planning Department during regular office hours. Dated this 22nd day of March 2018, Kim Purcell, Clerk, Board of County Commissioners, Montezuma County, Colorado. Published in the Journal on Tuesday, March 27th, 2018.
Thank you, Kim.
Okay.
That's your,
Okay.
fill us in.
Wow, I didn't realize it was so formal.
Yes.
I would have dressed for it.
Very formal. Mr. Vojta's planning on dividing his existing property in half, sorry. It was reviewed by the Planning and Zoning Commission on August 10th of last year. There was some concerns from Firewise that were submitted regarding fire mitigation. The access is, there's existing accesses there for both proposed tracks, but there is an easement that's running up through the property for another property owner's access, as well as utility easements that we are just making sure has been reflected on the plat, which has been taken care of. So those issues have been put to bed. When the Planning and Zoning Commission reviewed this, that was one of their concerns, is that the utility easements are held in place, as well as the access easements for the neighbor's property. And no one was opposed to any of that. Water and all the infrastructure is available. Again, they wanted to make sure that there was that 50-foot, Firewise wanted to make sure that there was that 50-foot of defensible space for the home, just to ensure for fire danger and things like that. It was unanimously approved by the Board of County Commissioners with the concerns, or with the conditions that Of course, the utility easements are in place. The neighbor to the south, who currently has their access easement through the property, must be unopposed to any change to that access. Other than that, we have gotten non-opposition letters from utility companies, and there was no public comment with the planning commission.
So there's already a residence on one of the parcels, is that correct?
Okay, let me explain what happened.
Okay,
All right, this was
You'll
all,
get a chance.
this was all one big piece
Okay.
at one time. It was divided this way,
mm-hmm,
okay? Therefore, this house needed access from 38,
mm-hmm,
okay? This was the existing access road right here,
okay,
okay? Now, the previous owner built this building here,
mm-hmm,
okay? Real nice building.
It's not a resident.
Well, it is now, okay? So when I bought it, I fixed this place up, and I fixed this place up, will become a residence. So as doing that, I'm going, wow, this is perfect for doing this, because it gives, you know, eventually somebody two nice pieces of property, not too expensive. But the problem was with this easement road. It goes right past this house. So what I'm proposing, or what's been done, is along the boundary line, I put a new road in here
oh,
for my neighbor, right here. So he no longer has to drive through all of this and bother this person. So right along the property line is a road right here. He was concerned, and he's got the easement on each side of that road on the plat. What he was concerned was that the taps are right here, okay?
water tap.
The water taps, yeah, it's Montezuma water. Now, again, we have nowhere knowing exactly where they go, because Montezuma doesn't even know
Where the water lines are.
where the
yeah.
water lines from the taps go.
Right.
So, in the plat, we're leaving an easement along this road, which is where we assume the water is going. So he will have an easement in case his water line ever breaks or anything else. He will have ability to do whatever he needs to. And that's it. And this, we fire mitigated all of this in here. This was fine. That's about it.
Is there water to this other?
Yeah. I had another tap put in.
Back in 91, right? Yeah.
Well, no, I just had another tap put in to service this place, okay? And that tap goes along this easement here until it hits this, and then it goes to them. So it stays within the easement of 38. Right? The electric, they're both powered by Empire. Power comes in from back here, and there was a meter there. So all we did was split the 200 amps, put 100 amps to here and 100 amps to there, and then put a double meter in. So as far as our utilities, we're all set. I don't know of any other objections.
And none of your property, surrounding property owners objected?
No? No.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
they
a
are,
second.
I
Oh,
guess.
oh, sorry, okay.
Yeah, all right, I don't know why, but they're there.
Anything else? We'll open it up to the public comment then, if you'd like to come up. Podium, state your name and address. Tell us what you got. You need a pointer?
The easements are fine. It's the road base they put in, and it's not feasible for the equipment we have to take in and out. A 30-some foot horse trailer, fifth wheel. I operate this.
There's a little button on the side, you push
There's
it,
the
it
black
turns
button.
on the red light.
Just hold
Okay. All right. From about there where we cut off the old easement, up to there, it's not wide enough for the horse trailers or any of our trailers to go over it. We have other trailers too, 14-foot box trailers, car trailers. All right, up there at the road, that road there is about 12 feet wide.
There's a
He put a culvert in. He says it's 30 feet long. I don't
20
know.
20 foot of culvert.
All right, 20-foot culvert.
20
It don't
foot.
matter. There's a hole on each end of it. Our trucks are 22 feet long. I barely get my truck out across there without going off into one of those holes at the end of the culvert. If we hook a trailer on into that, any of our trailers, it's going to be off in that hole at the end of the culvert or further over, next to that little short cutoff there. Right there.
Yeah.
We're going to be, we need cut across there for the trailers to stay on the road base to the driveway. It's all within the easements. It's laid out, but the road base ain't big enough.
How wide a road is that?
There you go.
The one out there about 12 feet wide.
No, the road I put in is exact width of the existing road.
No, it isn't.
It's the
There's some
exact
parts
width. of
not
the
even about
existing
7
road
feet
this
wide.
time. From that whole driveway in, somehow he got all his stuff in through that driveway.
Right. It wasn't
And this
hard.
one is the exact same width as that road.
Out
With a
out
20
there,
foot, with a 20
It's-
foot, at the road, I put in a 20-foot culvert. 20 foot for an 8-foot road. I mean, I put in a 10-footer. It wasn't big enough. I went ahead and put a 20-footer in. It's still not big enough. I don't know how many feet I have to put in of culvert.
it don't need a culvert there in the first place. You do not have a culvert up at your house that you're living in now. There's no culvert at that little place, that'll cut off there. It don't need a culvert there.
Well, I think
All we need is road base, leveled out, and road base put in there so we can make that turn onto the other road without going off the other side, which is not drivable, and be able to turn back in it.
Is there a fence there?
No. If he sells off that piece where the mobile home is, no telling what the new people are going to be putting in there. They won't know about all this stuff. So they'll probably put fence right up against the driveway, and we won't be able to make the turn. That needs to be widened out the road so we can get from our driveway onto that road without going off the side.
I did tell him I'd do whatever it takes, whatever it's gonna take to make him
Well,
happy.
38 road is is wider than 12 feet, isn't it? Isn't that section of 38 road? Is it
Not
30?
really.
No.
It's a red road.
Yeah, oh, it's a red part.
Yeah,
It's a red
I'm
road,
sorry.
okay?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a red
Okay, I thought it
road.
was a county road, but it's a red.
It's a red road.
Red road.
Okay, well then, I got you.
You know?
It's not county maintained.
Gotcha, gotcha,
We're supposed to maintain it.
yeah.
Right, and the, you know, the easement has been noted on the proposed plat here.
The easement's fine, 60 feet wide on all of them.
Now,
Whether
now,
it covers our water line, I don't know.
the construction of easements is, you know, how those work, and especially being off a non-county owned, county maintained road, that becomes a neighbor issue.
Yes. And it's these red roads are tough.
So do they have to have a culvert then?
We do not rate, the only thing that we do on Red Sign County roads, is address them. We don't go out, now if someone wants the road department to go out and give them recommendations as far as construction, the road department is more than happy to do that. They are very accommodating in that regard, but as far as county requirements, making them do certain things, if they're in the middle of a subdivision process, that the road is the subdivision road, then we do have requirements that it needs to be built to county standards, if it accesses 3 or more tracts of land.
So your basic concern is just that you need a wider,
No, wider turn on and off the 38 road.
And you don't want a culvert, is that true?
Don't want no culvert. There's no reason to have one there.
no need for it.
The road is.
There's no runoff
The
there.
road is a hill, okay, at that point.
There's nothing that stays
So-
up there.
So, in being in construction, you know, when you put a driveway in, put a culvert in. so
Then put one at your house
Would
and
you
the other
mind?
house.
Would you mind, sir? I'm
Hey,
speaking now.
This-
You always speak,
Hey.
you don't listen.
now,
I'm just trying to talk now.
Let him say
Thank
what he has to say.
Thank you. When you put a driveway in, especially if it's on a slope, I don't want his driveway washing away. That's the reason I put a culvert in. That's the only reason, and the only reason is because that's how I know to do it right. So I put the 10-foot in, he complained, I put a 20-foot in, okay, now I find out he's complaining. Now what I can do, can I have that pointer, please? Now, what I talked to him about too, which, this is all new to me, because what I told him we
That
can
won't
do
work
is,
either.
out of that road that comes through here, they dug a culvert in on this side when they redid the road last year. Now, why professionals would dig a draining line in, I don't know, but they did. So I said I could fill that in on the other side of this road, so it would give him a lot more turning this way, okay? Because it's still my property here.
Yeah.
So all I have to do is fill that in right here, and it's solved, and I told him I would do that. But now they're here opposing this, so I don't know what else to do.
If he did this, is this satisfactory?
You'd be making a U-turn there instead of cutting right across the corner.
You could get.
And with a long vehicle, we have a 32-foot motorhome.
He hasn't moved.
It won't make that turn
Oh, God, it will.
Even if he
by
It
itself.
will.
widen it out?
Not going clear over on the other side and coming back. It's making a double turn.
Well, so I-
See?
well, I
You,
think-
you have to go clear across the culvert and make a turn right back to the road.
I think
if he does what he's talking
Lloyd
about.
is saying is that if he fills in over here on this side of the road where there's either.
It's
a
not
culvert
graded
or-
on that side of the road to make it level to drive on it.
I'll grade it. I'll
He's-
do it.
He's saying he.
I'll
would
do
fill that
it.
in
Wait.
So you have room to
Wait.
go out and make your wider turn across that road and come back to it. Will that not work for you if you've got a
Well,
platform over there?
That
where you
fence
can pull
right
out?
there is closer to that road than what it
That
looks
fence
like on
is-
that map.
Fence is 20 feet from the road. That fence is along the property line.
Yeah.
Okay, that fence runs along the property line.
The fence is where the yellow is now?
Yes, yes, sir.
Could you identify yourself? You didn't do that when you stepped up.
Pardon?
Hey.
Well, I
Let's-
can't
let's
hear
keep-
you.
Let's keep it between these two for a little bit.
Nothing is.
Do we know who is speaking, what his name is?
You never did announce his name.
Sir, did you give us your name?
Hmm?
Did you give us your name when you came?
Herschel Shar?
Herschel, what?
Herschel Shar. Shar, S-H-A-R-R. And James Shar.
Cole,
Was this an access of some sort at one time?
Well, I think they
No, that
Right.
was
They
not.
put the road line, phone line up through there with a Caterpillar.
possibly.
It's undrivable.
I'll just give you my point of view. I cannot side with you unless those people are happy.
I understand.
And so I need to know what's gonna make you happy
There you go.
before I make a decision.
Need to make the new easement wider, especially out towards the road, and
More
then
radius.
curve it over to the other one. And all it's gonna take is some leveling and some more dirt, just a few feet, and add probably another truckload of gravel in there.
Can you take it back to where it showed the proposed new road that he built? Okay, can you show that now? So you want it wider where the culvert is?
All right. Wait a minute. Where the old easement took off, From there up to about there is too narrow. Then from there over there, slanted off to the road so it has a turn on and off space.
So you want
It'd take a lot less to do that than it would be going the other side and coming back.
Looks to me like you're gonna need a culvert in there. If it's-
Don't need a culvert.
It's somewhat,
It never washed nothing off there before. Why is it gonna wash anything off there now? Those holes at the end of the culvert, they don't go nowhere. They don't lead off to a ditch to drain out. They're just there. So if somebody misses a culvert, it's going to be in about a 1.5 foot hole stuck. We have relatives coming in June, and they have about a 35-foot camping trailer, fifth wheel. They won't make that turn.
Do either one of you happen to have a picture on your phone of that entrance? Do you have a picture of the entrance?
Of the road or anything?
Trailers don't follow right behind the pulling vehicle. They always, when you make a turn, they're off to the side.
I don't, maybe one of these are of the old one. because of
Yeah,
curves.
there's no
It is.
pictures
But
of,
there is, I mean, it's platted 60 feet here and 60 feet here. Now, I mean, anytime you have, and I'm just saying this to take into consideration, anytime you have easements going through your property, that eliminates buildable, usable
there
space.
you go.
So it's just something to consider, in accommodating, land use.
Instead of running straight up to 9 degrees, it runs at an angle, right?
This one, yes,
No, I don't.
So,
that's the last survey I have, where it's ran like that.
So run at that
Yeah.
diagonal?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's run diagonal to the property. And that's why,
And that's 38 road, that should not be a difficult
no,
turn there. I mean, if it were a 90-degree, I could understand it maybe, but if that's on a diagonal.
you know, I can understand his point with a big mobile home. And I can easily just grade out that other, just make that turn wider. When you come in, you just do this. I mean, I can do that, and I have no problem with doing that. As far as making his entire road wider,
We're only
gosh, I don't
talking
wanna do
foot.
that.
Foot or two wider.
I mean, I think the road is definitely wide enough,
It's a
but,
12-foot road or 12-foot
yeah.
driving surface?
No.
yeah.
Some places, it's only 7 feet wide. My truck is 7 feet wide, and it hits from each
Okay.
side.
Okay. All right, I'll make his road wider if need be. I mean, I don't know what else I'm gonna do. But if you guys request me to add on to his culvert and move all of that, he has gotta physically go out and mark it as to exactly where he wants it, because I'm not doing it again. Okay? That's all I'm saying to you guys. I mean, whatever it's gonna take to get this
Let's
through.
say, could you and the two of you go out and walk
I don't
this
think that's
and-
gonna work,
Not
sir.
gonna work,
I don't think that's gonna work.
No, we've talked
Okay.
about this before. That's why we're here now.
Yeah, I know, and I told him I would, because he suggested that at first, to go wider there. And I told him, I says, yeah, when spring comes, we'll go out there and do it. And I haven't heard anything about it until today, so,
You never went out and did any more to it.
no, not yet. Not yet.
Well, this is the past time, ain't it? You get a yes or no here?
Evidently, Herschel.
Yes. You get a yes or no here, and it's a no as far as we're concerned.
This is how we do things around our place, Herschel. Giddy up. Okay, you guys have to make the decision now, I guess.
Do you have anything else?
That's the main, right there.
Okay.
Was concerned about the water line, but hopefully it's still covered under easement.
If we got a repair or,
What would have happened if I didn't do this? Do you realize you didn't have a utility easement on that? That was only an access easement? You would have never been granted a utility easement on the old plat along that easement. That is strictly an access. So,
Let's deal with what we've got here.
Well, when we bought the place, that's what we was told, as water and accessible.
you didn't read the plat.
Well, if you have any other concern beside what you expressed,
No, that's it.
okay, we'll see if anybody else has any concern about it.
Pardon?
I say we'll see if anybody else has any concerns about it.
No, we're the only ones that live back there.
Okay.
Well, there might be people out in the audience that want to talk as well.
No, nobody else is concerned on
Well,
this.
yeah, I am, I want to see, I want to say something here. I was on the commission.
Sir?
Mr. Shar, he needs the podium. He's
Oh,
gonna
okay.
do public comment too.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Rob Pope, 311 North Broadway. I was in on this meeting. Didn't happen to meet Mr. Shar when we approved this. This wasn't an issue. If it was an issue, we would have resolved it probably there. It's too bad it comes down to this. I put in driveways. Proper approaches are necessary. I think that's what he's trying to say. He needs a proper approach on the road to get in and out. If he has a 35-foot trailer and he has a 12-foot road, it would be hard not to hit the end of one. I haven't done a site visit there. That's one I didn't get up to see. I don't know if it needs a culvert. I haven't seen the grade on it. If he says it needs a culvert and there's a slope there, I believe him. In my experience, to get proper turning radiuses off of roads onto approach on a driveway, what I do so that there's no problems is a 30-foot culvert so that you leave plenty of room on each end on the approach, and you can narrow it down to whatever you want. But if you have a 30-foot culvert, you fill it in, and if you can't get in on that, then you have problems other than a driveway. You got problems driving. So I haven't done a site visit here. I wish this would have come up because this would have been resolved. But what he stated about the road being so narrow, if that's his property up to his fence line, he's willing to widen the road. If he's got 16 foot of, how much culvert's showing on each end? A foot?
Maybe.
So if he's got 20 foot, he's got an 18-foot driveway there. He does a little bit of approach on the, or a little bit of widening on the other side. Just, I don't think anybody should have a problem turning in.
If you've got
But-
that landing out there to come across.
Correct. So instead of putting in some monster approach on a 12-foot road, which seems silly, if it's really only 12 foot, I haven't been out there, I don't know. But if it's only a 12-foot road, then I think pushing the road up toward his fence line and widen it out there so he can get a turning radius in would be a reasonable solution. But I really wish this would have come up earlier. I don't like seeing stuff coming to the county commissioners with these unresolved problems. Thank you.
Thank you.
I got one more thing. We have a power pole back on our property. We've been told it's 35 years old. One day Montezuma Electric gonna have to come in and replace that power pole. They won't be able to make that turn either with a pole on the back of the truck. Empire Electric? Okay, Empire Electric.
there anybody else? Okay, we'll close the public comment on this. What you thinking?
I want to resolve between the two of them before I make a decision whether to grant the,
Can we postpone this for a week and,
It just has to be a definite time since it's a public hearing.
today's the 9th, the
just
23rd,
continue it.
We're just continuing, right?
continue it to the 23rd of this month
Okay.
and give you a chance to widen that road there on 38.
But which, I mean, okay, but we're talking two different ways of doing this.
If you told him you were gonna build him a 12-foot road on that new boundary line, and it's not 12 foot, I think you owe it to him to build that road to 12 feet for him. And then I think you make that apron where you're on your land there where
You can go
anybody
wider.
approaching
You're talking about that-
where they
that
can
turn.
swing out and
Okay.
have a more direct angle
Okay.
into that road, and coming out, it will give them more room both coming in and going out, so.
You guys agreeable with that?
Whatever they say, it's fine.
Well, whatever they say is fine, but I don't
You're
want
gonna be without electricity when that pole goes out, just like we are.
I talked to Empire about that too, so. Are you agreeing to that? So we don't come back here and have to come back a third time and waste these people's time? If you make sure
You
it's
fix it, can we get it in writing, that the way he's supposed to fix it? Sign it?
No, we'll
No.
make sure we go look.
all right.
He's gonna widen your road to a 12-foot road, so that your access road is a 12-foot road like it was supposed to be. And then on the other side of 38, on his property, he's gonna build a landing out there where when you pull out, you'll have room to go across the road and come back and have more turning radius both coming in and coming out. Will that satisfy you?
We'll give it a try.
Okay.
I have that for the 23rd at 2 o'clock.
I think we have to make a motion to
Yeah, I make a motion to continue it
Pardon?
until that date, time.
move to approve the current public hearing, which was the purpose of reviewing, determining a proposed sketch plan for a two-lot moderate development on land owned by Kenneth and Patricia
Voigt.
Voigt.
You said approve, you meant continue, didn't you?
Yeah, say it.
Did I say approve?
Yeah.
Oh, we almost screwed up there.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. That's all I wanted to hear.
Move to continue.
I didn't want none of this.
For the 23rd at 2 p.m.
At what time?
23rd at 2.
You second?
On the 23rd of April at
Two.
2
Gets it.
p.m.
I'll second that motion for continuing.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to continue
Thank you,
the,
guys.
this public
Thank you.
hearing
Thank
to
you.
the 23rd of April. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.